Okay, what's going on today? Please excuse the lateness. I had another appointment that ran a little late, but I definitely want to make sure that I was here today to make sure that you got the message that I want to share today. Now, as you see in the review, this episode is entitled "You Can Run, but you can't hide. Come out wherever you are." And the reason why I wanted to share this message today is because I think there's a lot of confusion going on right now in the world. A lot of people are scrambling, trying to find out what's next for them. Do I create something different? Am I going to be taken over by AI? What's going to happen to me in the near future? I want to know something. So it goes back to, I think about when I was a child. I don't want to put everybody in the category for which I'm in, but I remember when I was a child. I don't even know if kids play games anymore, but I recall when I was a child, we used to play a game called hide and seek. And so the premise of that game was that somebody would cover their eyes, start counting, and the rest of us would run and scatter looking for the best hiding spot. The thrill was thinking that you could outsmart the seeker, right? But no matter how clever you thought you were, sooner or later, that familiar phrase came out. Come out, wherever you were. And then when that came out, you had to run to the spot where the person was counting and touch that area before they touched you, or you were the person who had to then become the seeker, right? That's how I recall it. I don't know if you made a different variation of the game or whatever, but that's how I recall it. Now let's fast forward to adulthood. And the game hasn't touched much. It hasn't changed much, right? You know what happens? We still hide. We hide behind careers. We hide behind relationships, behind titles, behind addictions, behind excuses, behind religion, behind sexuality. We are hiding behind so many things that eventually that phrase is going to ring out. Come out, wherever you are. We run from the truth. We bury pain and we disguise our purpose. But here's the catch. In life's version of hide and seek, there's no winning. There's no winning at all. In the life's version of hide and seek, you can run, but you can't hide forever. Truth has a way of finding you, and they will expose you to who you really are. Now, when we think about that, so many people are great pontificators. They get up, they deliver this great spiel. They falsify a lot of things that they're doing. They hide behind all of these particular titles. And internally, it's chaos. And I call that the duck syndrome. Because if you look at a duck on top of the water, he's smooth, she's smooth. They look like they're floating on water. But if you were to put a camera underwater, you see their feet are kicking like crazy. They're kicking like crazy. And the way that the feet are webbed gives them an opportunity to look like they're floating on water. So I kind of want to emphasize on this episode 3 points of reference, and I'm going to review these from the notes that I created. So the first one is running from truth will exhaust you. It definitely will exhaust you. So we want to talk about what's running from the truth and how will it exhaust you. The second one is fear keeps us locked in the shadows. A lot of us live in fear. A lot of us say we're not fearful, but we look at our actions. We look at our conditions. We look at our words. We look at our body language. We look at our facial expressions, and we see that we're really living in fear a lot of times. And the third one is freedom only comes when you step out. Now, let's talk about the first one. Running from the truth will exhaust you. So I want to take today from a historical perspective. I want to look at what we are talking about, what's going on in America. Let's not say the world, just in America. We're in turmoil. What they're trying to do is America has tried for centuries to outrun the truth about race. We know that a lot of times in this country, most of the conversations that happen are between African Americans and Caucasian Americans. Very often, I mean, not very often, or sometimes it's sprinkled in about some of the other concerns of other ethnicities or other people who have concerns about what's happening to their group of individuals in America. But most of the conversations, most of the heat in this country is dealing with African Americans and Caucasians. And the reason why is because America has not stepped up to the plate and accepted the fact that slavery was real in America. They tap dance around it. They do everything they can. They bring other people in. They're trying to get immigrants to move out the country, but they bring immigrants in and they give them more opportunities than they ever gave black people. This is just historical facts. I'm not sitting up here talking about anything else except facts. This is not something I'm guessing at. This is not something I heard. This is what I know. And this is what all America knows. And people who think that, oh, people should stop talking about it because it's not affecting you now, they see the effects of it. They see the effects of it. And the one thing is that you don't realize, and I got to share this story, the reason why I'm going to make this point. When I was about 12 or 13 years old, there was a pool hall at the end of where my aunts lived in Orange, New Jersey, and on Perot Street, the corner. So if you're from Orange, New Jersey, you know on the corner of Perot Street, there used to be a pool hall. And I remember there was these posters up on the houses about they were recruiting for the Black Panthers. And so I went and told my aunt that I want to go down there to see what was really the message. And she said, you better not go down there. And what do we know? What did I do? I went down there. And I tell this story a lot because it gives us an opportunity to understand how we get the messages that a lot of us are living with, and a lot of these messages that created our foundation. And so I went down there and I remember all these men in the room and these sisters in the room. And I recalled the brother who was asking for men to join. And nobody raised their hand. Nobody. I'm looking around. I said, what are these grown men doing? We are in a fight for our dignity, for our rights, for our status in this country. And you're afraid to raise your hand. And so I navigated to the front and I raised my hand and I said, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I recall the gentleman telling me, sir, young man, I really admire your courage, but I need you to develop the intelligence and to develop a newer version as you move forward in life so that we get this opportunity later. Because right now, you're too young for the front lines. And I remember that. And that's what fueled me all through my life to make sure that whenever I was speaking truth to power. Because so many times we are denied the truth because it gives us power. And so you see what's going on in the country right now. They're trying to they're trying to get rid of all of the history. Why would you get rid of the history if it's not important? If it didn't make a difference in this country and it didn't exist, why are you trying to hide it? And what are you hiding if it wasn't true? So you got to understand what we're talking about here. And America is trying to do that because they know that once they're exposed or they've been exposed, that it's no longer a fight for black and white. It's a fight for right and wrong. And see, we make life so difficult. We make the gray area. The gray area is not something that even exists. We as human beings create the gray area because we create these visions and these scenarios in our mind. Those are the self-talks that we have. That's why we have self-talks, because we have gray areas. Our life is very simple. It's black and white. And I'm not talking about the color. I'm talking about the yes and the no, the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative. And you got to understand those are the things that drive us. So on a personal level, when you run from truth, pretending you're happy, when you're broken, acting satisfied when you're unfulfilled. You wear yourself out because you're using so much of your energy. You're using so much of your vibration to try to put on this face, to wear this mask that gives everybody a view of you being this really, really successful person. And people say, wow, I want to be like them. But again, like I said, internally, turmoil is just going on. It's just going on. And you see it again, like I said, in your actions, in your behaviors, in your words, in your responses. All of this stuff is what's happening. And so that's what running from truth does to your soul. It wears you down until you can't breathe. That's what it does. And then when it's time to breathe, in some cases, you breathe fire. You breathe venom because you have to get rid of it, and you get rid of it to the wrong people. And then you wonder why people don't respond to you anymore, because you put on this one persona, but in reality, internally, again, you're living in a different world. So I want to give you a takeaway, I think. Avoidance doesn't erase the truth. It just delays the inevitable while draining life out of you. That's what running from truth and how it will exhaust you, right? So what are some things that you can do just for that one thing? Let's look at these three little nuggets I want to share with you. Truth doesn't chase you. It waits for you. Because see, the time doesn't stop. Truth doesn't stop, but it doesn't chase you. It's going to wait for you. And eventually you're going to run into truth. You remember in the cartoons, Road Runner, he used to speed and the smoke would be behind him. And as soon as he stopped the speed, the smoke catches up to him. That's what truth is going to do. Truth doesn't chase you. It waits for you. It's going to catch you eventually. The other one, you can't build peace on top of lies. It will always collapse. Building peace on top of lies is like building a foundation on quicksand. Eventually, it's going to sink. It will always collapse. The third thing, the more you run, the heavier the chase becomes. So that's what you got to realize. Let's go to number 2. Fear keeps us unlocked in the shadows. Fear has always been a tool of control. Think about how fear kept voices silent under Jim Crow, how fear of reprisal silenced entire communities in South Africa during apartheid. Fear thrives in the shadows. It convinces you that staying hidden is safer than stepping out. That's what fear does to you. And so many of us live in fear because why? What do? Fear of our jobs, fear of repercussions, fear of somebody don't like me, fear of I might not get a lot of social media likes, fear of that I may be running my mouth and not having the correct information. See, sometimes we just talk to hear ourselves talk without having the facts, right? But here's a trick. Fear is the seeker in the game. It's always counting, always searching, always reminding you that the second you step out, you're exposed. That's what fear is. So when you step out, you better step out with confidence. You better step out with facts. You better step out on who you really are. So instead of you having to come out, had a great hiding space, when you come out, you better be the first person to that spot to tag, so you don't become the seeker, because that's what you're doing. You're living in fear. But while you're hiding, opportunities keep passing, doors keep closing, and time keeps moving. This is why you have to understand that you can run, but you can't hide. So come out, wherever you are. Now, what's the takeaway of this section? Fear is not a shelter, it's a cage. And hiding doesn't protect you, it suffocates you. When you don't have fear, that means, and when you have fear, sometimes you're lacking knowledge. Sometimes you're lacking the correct information. Sometimes in a relationship, you have fear of that I can't talk to that person because I don't meet the expectations of that person. Well, what about that person meeting the expectations of you? It's the fear of the fact that you know you're inadequate. or you believe you're inadequate. And so you think that I got to have this, this, and this, and this, and this. And then when you do get the courage to go up and talk to them, you start off with lies. You start off with the imaginary person who you want to be. But in reality, once again, you're going to be exposed. You're going to have to come out wherever you are. Right? So let me give you 3 points for this section. Fear keeps you unlocked in the shadows. The first one, fear is the seeker, but courage is the key. The second one, every minute you hide in fear, someone else is living your dream out loud. Because the Creator doesn't wait on you to come out to give you your dream. The Creator puts you, the dream, in the spot that you're supposed to be if you're living on purpose. And if you miss that spot, you miss that opportunity because you're hiding behind all of the false pretenses that you live under, then you miss the opportunity and it goes right by you. Your dreams go right by you and somebody else is snatching them up. Right? And the third thing, fear will build you a cage and then convince you it's home. I'm going to say that one more time, because I think most people don't really understand that. Fear will build you a cage and then convince you it's home. You see how some of y'all are living like that? Some of you are. Because you're living in fear. You are running, but you can't hide, because eventually it will catch up to you. So, and let's go to the third one, and I'm going to kind of end this on this third one. Freedom only comes when you step out. History flips when people decide hiding is no longer an option, such as the civil rights movement was powered by people who said, I won't hide in fear anymore. Harriet Tubman said hiding was no longer an option. If she was going to live, she was going to live free, and she demanded the same for others. So if you're going to live under the auspices of freedom, that you are going to come out wherever you are, and understand that if you summons or request a different person that you are, you got to work for it. What's the motto of the Rory T. Edwards group? You can't withdraw what you did not deposit. And so if fear is your deposits, it's never going to give you the opportunity to withdraw anything, because you're trying to run, but you can't hide. So the same goes for us. You can't win the game if you never step out. Staying hidden may feel safe, but it costs you your purpose. You're never living in purpose. Greatness doesn't grow in the shadows. It only grows in the light. We know that. When you finally step out, you realize that the hiding game was never to protect you. It was a postponement of you reaching your full potential. That's all. It was a postponement. You put it on pause. You figured, I've got the greatest hiding place, but what is the purpose of what you're really doing? What did you really do? So what's the takeaway from this section? You stop hiding and you start living, and that's when your legacy begins. You have to understand that you can run, but you can't hide, and eventually the game will call you out. It will call you out. Come out wherever you are. We have to stop thinking that our seclusion is our peace. It's not our peace. Greatness doesn't hide, it shines. The only way out of the game is to stop hiding and step into the light. And the third thing is freedom begins the moment you stop lying to yourself. That's when freedom begins, because you got to stop lying to yourself. You got to stop lying to yourself so that you stop lying to the people that you're trying to serve. Because when you're lying to yourself, you don't know who you told another lie to, and you got to consistently create lies to continue to live. And we have so many people in our midst who do that. Every day you're creating a lie to make people attracted to you. But then you got to realize when they're attracted to you and they come to you for some type of service or some type of advice or some type of spiritual guidance or some type of information at the job or some type of consulting or some type of therapy, if you lied about who you are, you're going to be exposed. You're going to have to come out wherever you are, and you'll be exposed. So, this is my closing charge to you all today. Family, the childhood game is over. You've been hiding long enough. You've been ducking behind fear, running from truth, shrinking from your own reflection. But life is calling you out now. Come out, wherever you are. This is your moment to step out of the shadows, stop running, and own your space in the light. Because the reality is you can run, but you can't hide. And the longer you hide, the more your life leaves unclaimed, uncharted, and unseen purposes. That's what happened. So I want to leave you with this question. Whether life will come looking for you. So the question is on this episode isn't whether life will come looking for you. It will. Life is going to come looking for you. The question is, will you have the courage to unapologetically answer when it calls? If you've been living this whole life, your whole life, running to try to hide or presenting something to people that you can't stand on, you haven't become yet. We live in an era right now where you can't lie because all people got to do is jump on that Google and they can find you. One of my greatest phases is people say something about to me. I say, Google me. That's all. I'm Googleable. Google me. There's nothing that I say that can't be found. So if you're out here and you're living behind these masks that you created to design this person that you believe you want to be, you're going to have to realize you're going to have to come out wherever you are. That's my show and episode for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please send us an email at rorytedwards1@gmail.com, or you may visit us at www.rorytedwards.com. And we definitely respect anything. If you want to have any discussions about some of the episodes that I did. And you know what's so great is I was looking today at how many episodes of House Calls have I done. And this today is episode 66. I've done 66 of these episodes. And so I just want to thank all of you who have been on this journey with me and appreciate what I'm doing. But I think that we have to stop right now because, see, they're trying to eliminate our existence. They're trying to eliminate our contributions. They're trying to eliminate the greatness that we were created under. And they're trying to disrupt our energy. So I think that what you need to do is stop running, stop hiding, and come out wherever you are. All right? This is your man, Dr. Rory T. Edwards. I want to thank you for being a part of these 66 episodes, and we were going to continue until the Creator gives me or takes away the breath that I have to share, the information of the journey that He has put me on. So until we talk again, I want you all to be well. I want you to live on purpose. I want you to stop running, stop hiding, and come out wherever you are and live on purpose. So until we talk again, Ashe.